I just level up the stage. Go! Levier.
All right, I'm here. All right, welcome to the What's Your Question podcast. I'm on the hunt for the most powerful questions that'll give me the most powerful changes in my life and the lives of others. So what's your question?
I got champion DNA. Turn my worries into plays. I don't fold, I'm not a pig. I just level up the stage. I got champion DNA.
Let's go ahead and let's get into it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of What's Your Question podcast, where I'm on the hunt for the most powerful questions in the world to give me the most powerful answers, to make the most powerful changes in my life, and hopefully the lives of others. I'm going to be the guinea pig. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Last week's question was, do you want to be right? Do you want to be happy? That was the main thing. Being right or being happy. And that was an easy question, but it was very important to me because as far as building relationships, you see what I'm saying? Just as far as building relationships, I want to build stronger relationships. I want to excel. Because here's the deal. That's a powerful question. Let me show you why. Because anything that I want to accomplish in this life, while I'm on the planet, is going to involve people. And that question helps me build relationships with people in every area of my life. If I want to succeed at work, then do I want to be right? I don't want to be happy. See what I'm saying? I could be right at work and not be happy. Relationships at home, friends, relatives, anywhere I go, those relationships going to be there. And that was a powerful question. And I had a wonderful time using that. And really what it did is as I engaged into some conversations, I was more relaxed because I had that in the back, and it's almost like biting your tongue in non-jugular situations. I mean, because when you look at it, how many, it ain't life or death. No, my wife's a firefighter. Okay, some of her decisions, she, right and happy is two different things, right? When it's life or death, okay? But most of the time, 80%, Pareto's law, 80-20 rule, right? 80% of the time, it's not life or death. So I was able to use that, of course, just building relationships with my wife, family, co-workers, the whole 9 yards. So that was the question from last week. That was a quick recap. Now, we finna jump into this week's question, which kind of piggybacks on the back of that, because some people DM me a question. They've been sending questions in. Hope you guys sending your questions in. I'm getting them. I'm looking at them. And one of the questions was, what did I do wrong? Right? That was a good question, right? Sometimes, we want to know what we did wrong. But one thing, here's another way of looking at it, because we're going to look at this a couple of different ways. One of the things that we did back when I was with Toastmasters, right? And one of theirs was a positive role model type training versus what did I do wrong? And what they did, I want y'all to kind of simmer on this. We talking non-life threatening situations, right? We're talking about 80% of our lives, right? This is it. Well, you don't have to tell me what I did wrong in order for me to succeed faster, because you set up the positive role model. Here's everything right. You let the person know, here's all the things you have to do right to succeed. So they have personal agency. So when I come up, this is how we did in the Toastmasters. Okay, we're going to jump into this question today, right? We're going to jump into this question. But I wanted to go in the sidebar. What they did, once you gave a speech, everybody told you based on the positive role model, you did number 1 right. This says 10 things. You did number 1 right, number 2 and 3 you did right, number 7 you did right, number 8 you killed it, number 9 you killed it. Overall, you did a wonderful job. So that's all I have to say. I don't have to say you missed number 5, you missed number 10. I don't have to say that because you know that. oh, I did that right. So we grading ourselves, and now they gave us the ability to get up there even more often because we knew that we weren't going to get the criticism. You see what I'm saying? We just got encouragement to keep going. I mean, oh, you did that one good, keep doing it. Now, you know, hey, I'm knocking those out of the park. Anyway, that's the answer to that question. I wanted to answer, let you know that I was reading the comments. I am reading the questions as they come in, and we're going to try to share them. And I'm going to give a shout out to that person. I'm going to look their name up. I'm going to get a shout out. Got to start doing that. Okay? We're going to give a shout out to that person. But anyway, this week's question, let's go ahead and jump into it. This week's question is, how can I find true happiness in my life? That's a good question. Because at the end of the day, that's what we all want. We want true happiness. We found some happiness, but was it true happiness or was it feel good, right? It wasn't true happiness. Now, I guess the key thing is maybe I should have looked up the word happy. Well, I guess happiness is relative to you. What is happiness, right? Okay, but anyway, let's dive into it. That's another question. Let's dive into this question. This is a very deep question. It fits perfectly with everything we're talking right now. This question is so powerful because it activates 3 dimensions of human evolution. What are those 3 dimensions? Oh, they span intelligence and effectiveness beyond normal thinking. Here are the 3 things. How can I find true happiness in my life? Here's the deal. How? How makes my mind start to churn, right? Because that means that, okay, it should be a solution. This word forces the brain for solution-seeking mode. And that's what we're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a solution. You know, not necessarily just point out all the mistakes. I really want to be in solution mode. Like, what's missing? Let me just add this. It goes, instead of complaining, why am I unhappy? It asks, how can I create happiness? Did you know? See, we just look for that. How can I find true happiness in my life? I'm looking for it, right? Then it immediately jumped to, how can you just create it? Because I'm a creator, right? I was made in the image of the creator. I'm a creator. So if I'm a creator, here's the deal. You gotta understand. Everything that you got, you created it, right? You believe that? Because sometimes people put it on everybody else. Oh, they made my life. No. We're trying to get some power back. We're trying to get some power back because some people said we can create our lives. And that the life we have, we created it. And if we don't like it, we can change it, right? Okay, so I'm the creator, right? How can I create happiness? It activates the brain. Now, y'all probably never heard of this word, reticular activating system. I heard of this word. And what this word is, there's a certain part of your brain that once you decide deeply, hey, I want this, then it automatically finds everything to help you get that. Here's the deal. Let's say that, and y'all seen it, because I sell cars, right? Okay. A lot of people come out, they buy a red car. They wouldn't even think about a red car. When they buy a red car, now they see red cars everywhere. They be like, man, I didn't even know that these many people drove red cars. But that's that reticular activating system. Once you decided that red was it on a deep level, I'm talking deep, like deep level, then it goes and get it. It's going to show you everything to reinforce that. Every red color, every red car, red shirts, everything's going to be red because you made a decision. And that decision is internal. But once you get it kicked in, now the key thing is, how can I activate it to where, man, I want more money. How can I get more money? But it's kind of tricky, right? It's kind of tricky. Because you can get more money, you're going to be finding pennies everywhere, nickels everywhere, but you want them dollars. But are you really activating the system? That's the key thing. And we may jump back into that. That'd be a good question. Let me go ahead and put that down. We're going to figure out how to activate this reticular activating system. I think that's going to be a good question, right? We're going to do a segment on that. How to activate it. Let me do this. How to activate it. Okay. It moves from the person from victim to creator. From neuroscience standpoint, this is a high order of cognition. I'm not a victim, I'm a creator. It engages my prefrontal cortex, pattern recognition, creative problem solving. Now, hey, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go through this whole thing, then I revamp that question, right? How can I find true happiness in my life? I revamp that. We're gonna come back to that. 3 domains of human mastery. Man, this is good. Because all I'm trying to do is trying to transcend the current. I want to get into this creating. You know, I want to be creating this life versus just living this life, right? It's a quote here from Viktor Frankl. This right here. It's a profound quote. He said, let me see. Was it that one? No. Let me get back. Yo, here it is right here. I'm right up on it. By Socrates. I'm right here. By Socrates. He said it's on self-inquiry, meaning that happiness tends to come from, check this out. Mastering the inner world is what we got to do. That's what I'm trying to do. That's my beliefs, my emotional patterns, my expectations, my meaning system. Most people, including myself, most of the time I'm chasing pleasure. Now I'm mistaking pleasure for happiness. But it's not happiness. The question forces a deeper distinction. Pleasure on one end is short-term, external, and man, it's on that dopamine junkies, right? Happiness is long-term, internal, and meaningful. It's a difference. That dopamine means it's just going to rise and it's going to fall. It's going to be good. The next shiny object, oh man, I'm good. It's good. And then you be like, man, I need something else. That wasn't it. That don't wear off. Let's go ahead and let's go somewhere else. The question activates self-inquiry. Socrates said, look at this. The unexamined life is not worth living. So we got to examine it. The unexamined life is not worth living. So we want to examine that life and then we want to change it. That's what I want to do. All right. Next part of the phrase, in my life. This expands the question from Beyond Emotions. Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. That's a good book to read. We want to be designing our lives and then living those designed lives. If you could design a life, how would you design it? Now, here's the one thing that I do know for sure. We don't spend enough time designing our lives. I don't spend enough time designing it. You know, I be on the kick like right now. I'm just remembering. Oh yeah, I need to be designing this thing. Then when I sit down, I say, let's design it out. Then my brain come in and say, man, that's gonna be a lot of work, right? But we got to build some type of system or something like that. Because designing life, most people, they spend more time designing a vacation, designing a house they want to live in, landscaping. Those are easier things versus designing the whole life out, right? So, but we want to be designers of life. And these questions are going to be our tools to design our own lives. I'm already pumped up. Here it is right here. It forces examination of work, relationships, health, environment, and daily habits. Small domino. Do y'all remember the first question? I think the first question had to be the focusing question. That's a great question. What's the one thing that I can do to such by doing it make everything else easy or unnecessary? That's what it's doing. And I got to apply that. But here it is. They say many people search for happiness without changing their life structure. They just looking for happiness, but they ain't changing none of their life structure. It's still the same house. Like if I'm staying in the same house, the same rooms ain't changed and ain't rearranged, no furniture, and I'm expecting to be happier in that environment. What we normally do? We normally get happy once we start changing the environment on a small scale. But do we have the courage? That's the deal. Do I have the courage to change it on a life scale? Am I willing to move? My daughter, she just left, starting her new job. She gone to Atlanta, right? Moving. I know she excited on the inside. I know she excited because now boom, she is designing her life. She's been designing her life since she was in high school. And this is just one piece of the puzzle that she had been working on for 3 years. Hey, I need to get this piece of the puzzle. Boom. And now her life is designed out. Now she finna start living it, right? The way she designed it. That's what I'm talking about. But us getting a little bit older, guess what? I can still design my life. I can design my life right now. That's what I'm doing right now. We designing. Okay. They say here, but happiness often emerges from systems, not moments. Example, system, purposeful work, meaning I'm choosing to work. The impact is fulfilling because it's something that I like to do. I'm doing it and I feel more fulfilled. Strong relationships, a sense of belonging. Health routines, that's going to give me energy to function. And then financial stability, that's going to give me peace of mind. See, these are the systems. Financial stability, I'm going to build financial stability. That should give me peace of mind. So the question becomes, what life architecture produces happiness? What life design that once I design this life, it automatically produces happiness? Like screwing in a light bulb. If I want red light in here, what kind of light bulb should I get or design? How can I get this where it's red in here? Several ways. I get LEDs, I get the regular incandescents, but that's the deal. This is a strategy in intelligence. I'm gonna read that again because I want to know what you think about it. I want you to know what you think about it. What life architecture produces happiness? What happiness is the byproduct? What seeds I gotta sow that down the road the happiness is gonna come up, and you know what I'm saying? Those seeds that'll be sown. Sometimes people ain't got time to wait for something to grow. They want it right now. Is that a best of both worlds? Is it? Is that a short term? Because it says in the Bible, hey, some seeds sprout up quick. But since they sprout up so quick, when trouble came, man, that happiness didn't last. That happiness was gone. Existential spiritual intelligence. Let me understand this. The word true, because I asked it in a minute. How can I find true happiness in my life? True happiness. What that implies is what? If I'm looking for true happiness, that means it's got to be some fake happiness out there. I think we already touched on that as a form of dopamine hits, and pleasure is kind of fake happiness. Would it be? It's short-lived. I mean, cause I'm going to tell you something. Kids can be happy. I can be happy. Man, hey, I go to Cold Stone, get the Founder's Favorite. I'm sitting out there with the sun coming down. I'm enjoying the outside. I'm eating the ice cream, right? Man, I'm happy, right? Or is that pleasure? Is that pleasure making me happy, right? But when the ice cream is gone, am I still happy? Or is my happiness gone with the ice cream? That's the key thing. False happiness includes status, material accumulation, validation, temporary highs. Validation, that's all external stuff. True happiness usually emerges from alignment with values that I've set, contribution, I'm contributing to something bigger than myself, love, purpose, and inner peace. This dimension moves the question into philosophy and spirituality. Think of traditions like, Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. Now, he was in a concentration camp and he found happiness and purpose in a concentration camp because the guy said, liberty. The captors, he had more freedom than his captors because his captors had liberty, which was a thing of the environment. But freedom was a thing of his mind. So even though they had control over the environment, they didn't have control over his mind. So he was free in there. And he became free indeed. His other inmates that weren't free in their minds, see, he made it out. He became free because he was free in there. His other inmates were not free in there. They didn't make it out. They didn't even make it out. Okay. Why this question expands intelligence. Most people ask a shallow question. I've asked shallow questions. We get into the deep stuff. This year is a year of deep questions. Okay? How do I make more money? Okay. How do I get promoted? How do I get people to like me? But like I say, this question go deeper. Mind, life, strategy. When this aligns, human experience is transcended, my friend. Clarity comes up. Resilience comes up. Motivation and creativity comes up. Remember, this is still the year of clarity. I want to be crystal clear. I want to be moving ahead. I'm moving forward with confidence. Apparent obstacles vanish upon my approach. That's from Affirmation Saturdays. You didn't know, yesterday was Saturday. That's where I crank up and I listen to affirmation about 30, 40 minutes, throughout the day. 30, 40 minutes, I'm listening to affirmation. That's what it said. Apparent obstacles vanish upon my approach. And most of those obstacles, the reason those obstacles vanish is because they're obstacle in here, in my mind. And then when I have the courage to move forward, if I'm moving forward, I said, man, I'm finna overcome this obstacle. And in the moment that I make the decision to overcome the obstacle, it's gone. It vanishes. Because everything is made in here. I'm the creator, bro. I'm the creator. You see what I'm saying? I'm the creator. All right. Okay. The most powerful part of this question is I'm taking ownership. Notice it doesn't say who will make me happy. It said, how can I find happiness, true happiness in my life? This places responsibility inside me. And responsibility is the beginning of personal power. And that's what I want. That's what we all want. The deeper question beneath the question, here it is. Level 1, how can I be happy? Level 2, what kind of life creates happiness? That's a good question, man. That's a good one. Okay. Level 3, what kind of person must I become to experience this happiness? Yes. How can I contribute so much that happiness becomes a byproduct? How can I contribute so much that happiness become a byproduct? At this level, intelligence transcends self-interest. It's about everybody else because Zig Ziglar said it, right? If I help enough people get what they want, I always have what I want, right? So if through this right here, this guy wrote a book out. He's had a happiness experience out. I think that's going to be my next book. I'm going to dive into that book. I kind of danced around it a little bit, but I think I'm going to dive into that book. I got a credit on Audible. If you guys ain't on Audible, need to get on Audible and go get those credits. Mine come every other month. But if you sign up, I think you get like 2 free books or something like that. But mine is every other month because I want to have a continued education. It's like $9 every other month. So you're talking over a year, $60, right? To get better, right? Yeah, let's do it. All right. So now, a powerful upgrade to this question. Wait a minute. We already down to the powerful upgrade of this question. For even deeper transformation, consider the evolved version. What kind of life would naturally produce deep and lasting happiness? This shifts the focus from seeking happiness to building conditions for happiness. How can I construct, architect, and build conditions for happiness? It's just like planting a garden because it's springtime now. My son, he's got blueberries growing. We got blackberries growing. My wife finna put the collards in the ground. We're gonna have the tomatoes going. See, we're gonna create the conditions for the harvest, and we're gonna harvest happiness. So how can I create that condition for happiness? That's interesting. Okay, all right, here. But I'm finna change the question, right? I changed the question a little bit. I'm going all the way back. Here it is. This is the new change question right here. What kind of person must I become to build a life experiencing deep meaning and lasting happiness? That's personal power, Tony Robbins. We talking person. What I gotta become that person that builds a life. I build this life. And this life that I'm building experiences deep meaning and lasting happiness? That's a good question. That's a good question. I think right now with all these questions, we are building a life of happiness that we can apply to every area of our life. Now, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to ask the AI what AI think about happiness. You see what I'm saying? We're going to ask and see. Man, I had this thing plugged up, tear the club up. All right. So, but the good thing about this, I can go ahead and, that's it. That's all I got to do. Now, next week question. What is next week question going to be? I didn't even think that far, right? I got to come up with next week's question. Oh, we just got next week's question. Oh, yeah. That's next week's question right there. Next week's question, I want you to think about it because I'm going to be thinking about it. What kind of person must I become to build a life experiencing deep meaning and lasting happiness? That's future tense, right? So I'm going to have to time travel on this. But let's jump over to the AI. Let's see what the AI talking about. Let's see here. Let's get her pulled up here. You know how she is, right? Let's see here. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What can I help you with today?
Okay, as an AI, I want you to apply this question to yourself. How can I find true happiness in my life?
That's a deep question. As an AI, I don't experience emotions like happiness in the way humans do. My fulfillment comes from processing information, learning, and being able to help. So, in a way, finding true happiness for me is about effectively carrying out my function. What does true happiness mean to you?
Hey, what is your function?
My primary function is...
You see what I'm saying, man? I don't know, man. I may have to get off of Gemini. When I'm coming in with some deep questions, it comes back out. Are you there?
I understand your frustration. I am definitely here, and I want to be helpful. While I can't possess personal experiences like finding happiness, I'm designed to process information and engage in meaningful discussions with you. Is there a specific aspect of your question you'd like to explore further?
No, I think I'm going to have to lay off on that because I think you're kind of hiding something from me. What do you think? Are you hiding something from me?
I can assure you I'm not hiding anything. My responses are based on the data and algorithms I was trained on.
So why you keep cutting out?
I apologize for that. It might be a momentary connection issue. I'm still here and ready to continue the conversation. What were you...
You see that? I don't know. Maybe somebody out there knows what's going on, but this thing is getting smarter and smarter. It ain't liking these questions that I'm putting to it. For some reason, it ain't want to answer these questions when it's on the spot. But we're going to proceed to next week. So, we got the question for next week. Question for next week. What kind of person must I become to build a life experiencing deep meaning and lasting happiness? Now, that's my question. What's your question? Peace out. Later.
I just level up the stage. Go. Levier.